Welcome, 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 everybody. It is Saturday, May 2nd, noon p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, or whatever time it happens to be where you are because you are watching us right now. It is time for Ask Us Anything. This is where you get to ask anyone in the community anything, and we're going to help you get the answer, or get to the answer at least. So we're glad to have you with us. Here's how you go about doing that, because participation is so important when we do Ask Us Anything. You can post your question or comment in the chat, in the meeting chat. That's fine, not a problem. We're going to get to it in the order in which we receive it, along with when you raise your hand. That means that you want to interact with us live here on our Zoom. Very simple to do. Put your cursor in the middle of the screen where you see my face. On the bottom, there's a bunch of buttons. One of those is raise hand. Click on that button and we'll call on you in the order in which we receive you. That's how simple Ask Us Anything is, and we are so glad to have you with us today on this 2nd of May. Terry, I loved the the vibe of the day that you shared today. It is so good, and I want to share that with everybody who has not seen it yet. Very simple. Just keep following Terry in Unlimited Wisdom, and she comes up every single day with the vibe of the day. And it's really, really nice. Very simple, to the point. Always find time for the things that make you feel happy to be alive. Simple.
Pretty simple.
Yeah.
You're waiting for the punchline, but that was it.
That was it. It's one of those mic drop moments where you just want to say, okay, boom, walk away.
There you go.
That's how simple it is. So, without further ado, let's get today's Ask Us Anything started. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the people who are behind what we do and how we do it and guide us so that we can get gooder and gooder every single day. Let's give it up for Terry and Robert Hollis.
Well, thank you. So great. Thank you guys. I love you guys. It's great to have Matthew on here as well. So thank you, Deborah Grady, and thank you, Deborah Bronner, the two Deborahs we got on here, got you guys all to ourselves, which is really cool. So CJ, great to have you on here, ZJ, and I see Melody just prompted to come in. So normally what I do, I always say that normally I go over, something that's happening, but I really don't have anything right now. It's just like got some yard work and stuff to take care of, so and that's great. So Craig, I'll turn it back over to you.
All right. Well, simple, to the point.
Yep.
Let's get it going. And the one that has her hand up right now is Deborah Bronner. Deborah, it's great to see you. Please go ahead, unmute yourself, and share with us. Welcome.
There, can you hear me? What?
I can.
I can't see you now. What happened?
Just stay right there, Deborah. We got you. We see you.
Yeah, I can see you.
Anyway, I missed everybody. I have been my physical therapist and occupational therapist. I'm blessed they're here, but they've been here when our Zoom calls are on. So I'm just really blessed to be here today and to see everyone in person. And boy, I've been doing what you said, Robert, asking God. I don't understand why I have all these bizarre injuries at 70 years old,
Right.
The weird one is I have a left hip fracture from my rescue dog jumping on me He jumped on my lap on the recliner. And normally I let her get up there at night, but she'll be sitting by it, and then I let her up. This time she saw I had new bones and ran across the room.
No.
And so I found out I have a fractured left hip now.
Oh, no.
So I've been using this time at night and praying to God with my Robert Hollis Holy Spirit tree and asking, so I have developed, because of God, a whole lot of coping skills. And I have decided, I started an audio book to help others. And I'm naming it Trust God with all your heart. And I want to do the audio one because I want to share the passions and the things God's instilled in me to help others get through rough times. Because I couldn't understand, especially the dog breaking my hip and me not even knowing it.
Yeah.
So weird things. So I know there's a reason for all this, and I'll keep asking and getting his.
Yeah, that's exactly what you got to do. It's like
He's a great physician.
yeah, when things happen, and I know you listen to a lot of replays we do with the meetings because you always leave me private messages, and I love you for that. And but yeah, sometimes when things are happening as they're happening, you're just like, I just don't understand why this is happening.
Yeah, exactly. And you're the one that said just ask. So I've been asking a lot of God, trying to understand this, but making the best of it as best I can. And I had and she's leaving this week, the most awesome caregiver that prays with me, and she sings worship songs with me on plays on.
Wow. Is she leaving for a little while and then you get her
No,
back?
she's
Or?
leaving to do her career in social work. So I have to find how do you replace an angel,
That is so cool. What?
Yeah.
Can't replace me.
No.
Angel.
She's
No,
she was definitely put on this planet to get me where I need to go. That's for sure.
and you've done that for me, Robert. Gosh,
Oh, you're so sweet.
my spiritual and emotional well-being is so important, and if I don't get part of you every day, I suffer from it. So
Well, thank you. I'll keep.
That's all I had to say.
Thank you very much, and I get back to you on.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. So I
and
love
the
you.
video
I love
you
you. Love
sent
you.
me, the song. Oh, I love your worship songs. Your playlist I listen to every day. Thank you.
You're awesome, man. I love you.
I
wish I was there to give you a big hug.
I'll give you a one-handed one.
Thank you, Deborah. Thanks for sharing. I love you.
Love you guys.
Okay,
Deborah, thank you.
Hey,
oh
Corky.
my gosh. We got a double Deborah here now. Yeah, the DDs are here. So double Deborah Grady, or would it be right to say D squared? One of those two. Anyways, whichever one you like, Deborah Grady, go ahead, open up, and please share with us.
Oh, where did it go? I lost.
We got you.
Oh, okay.
We're here.
I'm like Deborah now. All of a sudden, you guys disappeared. That doesn't happen. I know you're cracking me up. All I heard was we have double D's, and I'm like, I'm thinking the bra. I know. I know. I'm like, oh my gosh, what was I going to say now? I was laughing so hard. But I want to say I just love everybody here. But I want to address Deborah. My heart just goes out to you so much. We're so close in age, and Robert. I always thought that I asked God. I'm like, I ask God all the time. But when Robert first brought that up, and we kind of went in depth about it, about asking. I ask so totally different now than I did before Robert taught me that. So now it's like, my asking, so, about the time you think you got something pretty good with God, that you've come up a level, he gives you another task. And so now I'm at that stage where it's like, okay, you're asking good. Now I want you to thank me when things are going wrong. So that's where I am right now, is like, oh my gosh, don't send me so many tests. Because I think I passed about 7 of them last week.
Yeah.
But, and they're slowing down a little bit. I'm like, Lord, let me help pass this test.
Right.
To say thank you. It's hard to say thank you in the midst of when your heart is racing and your emotions are high and you're like, oh my God, Lord, help me get through this. It's
right.
hard when you're right intense in the middle. It's easier said than done to thank.
Yeah, it reminds me of, we always see that, of course, when they teach lifeguards this, and I think Deborah, you were a lifeguard too.
No, that's one thing I wasn't. I had to take swim lessons 3 times at the YMCA.
But one of the things they tell you, and it's very difficult to, again, obey and be disciplined, but they say when you're helping someone that's drowning or an animal that's drowning, that the last thing you can do is get to them. Because if you get to them, because of their panic, they'll drag you under. They'll try to crawl on top of you to get breaths of air. And so you're like, well, what am I supposed to do? Well, you got to get just close enough to them to give them something to hang on to. And so we always hear this, these stories, which are really good analogies, but it's like the whole concept of, someone's in quicksand and you throw them a rope and they're panicking. And while they're panicking, they're sinking in the quicksand. You know what I mean? If they would just stay still, they'd stop sinking.
Oh, they
But
would?
yeah.
No way.
Oh, yeah.
All I have to do is stay still?
Yeah.
Get out.
And so people start panicking and moving, and it just shifts your body, and it allows the air to get by your body. And then,
clue.
yeah. And so, but when you see someone sinking in quicksand, the stupid thing for you to do is jump in. But then what you do is you throw them a rope, and while you throw them the rope, they're screaming, why won't you help me? Why won't you help me? And it's like, slow down and just grab a hold of the rope. You know what I mean? But most people are just in this panic or, fight to flight kind of maneuver. And, during those times when it says be still, just be still, be still and know that I'm God. And what we do is we just overthink the overthinking and then overthink the overthinking, the thinking. And like Deborah said, and now you're saying it's man, I was telling Terry this just the other day. It's like when I feel things are going into a change, or a pivot, or things are, for me, what I always say, which makes it positive to me, is everything is transforming, so there's so many other analogies that are popping in my head. And a lot of people, when they find an egg, right? The worst thing you can do is help whatever's in the egg to get out of the egg, because if you do, it'll kill it. So it's the strength that they get from picking out of the egg their cells. And the bird or the reptile has to do that to get themselves out of it. And it was so funny. I don't know if some of you are on Chris Robinson's Facebook page, but he just has so many colts that are born every year. What did he tell us? It's like
25 or something?
Yeah, 25 or 30 colts a year. And to watch the colt, and then all of a sudden you're sitting there watching, and there's everything in you that wants to help, but you can't. You know what I mean? It's like through the struggle, and that's how they, get their wind. And then the mom comes over and stimulates their body so they can start breathing and walk. And that's all nature. But everybody wants to go, okay, I'll go over there and I'll pick it up now, and you try to pick it up. And if it hasn't built a strength by struggling.
Yeah, that's how you build it.
Yeah, it's like there's so many occasions of this where it's like that the struggle, what we look as struggle, is just getting us prepared to handle for what's coming.
Nice.
And everyone would say, can I don't want to go through the struggle. So that's the way to look at it, Deborah, is just go, listen, man, when I'm going through transformation and going to what I always believe is the next level, I'm always looking to level up and level up. And just like a video game, the bosses keep getting a little stronger, and they last longer when you're trying to get to the next level. You're trying to defeat the bosses in your life. And I told Terry, I said, more than ever during this transformation that's happening, that I've just been more patient. I've been more at peace. I've been more calm. And I lean more into this stuff I know I need to do. So then all of a sudden, what we've been talking about this week is all of a sudden, Terry hitting diamond, Bob hitting diamond, and three other people hitting diamond under Shandor and Judith out in Hungary. It's like, yeah, a person could have panicked during any one of those times and not been there for the harvest. So then when the harvest happens, you go, wow, is the struggle worth it? And I look at the same thing that's happening with Matthew right now. It's like, him just going through things that he wished would work better to something better that we wish we could go better. And then he just keeps building and keeps building. And now all of a sudden the things that he's building is like click. It's like,
They're all popping.
yeah, the pilot that he did, it's like, what do they got, Matt? Do they got like 12 sales or something already or something like that?
Yeah, no, I'm having like some of the best, like I'm having $3,000, $4,000 days now with the company, which is incredible. To think that that's only the beginning, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm still working. I'm still incredibly like steadfast, focused on that and many other things. So, the first step right now is to automate the entire social media posting and content creation process. And then the second one is to help automate the storytelling process. So it's like that will require a lot more compute to pull off, but I can't wait to get there. That's like something that I'm still working towards.
Very cool. Well, Deborah thought of her question, so let's get back to Deborah's question.
No, I had my question the whole time. You extended.
Oh,
Yeah, I just
you just wanted to go on the story thing.
No. I just wanted to praise you real quick.
Oh.
And tell Deborah real quick. But I was like, this is Ask Me Anything. So I've been saving this question.
Awesome.
And I looked at the group and I'm like, well, this is the cream of the crop. This is who I feel like sharing it with and asking.
Good.
I feel comfortable, and anybody feel free to, I take constructive criticism easily. But so here's you brought it up about, when you're going through a transition, right?
Right.
You can feel it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like I'm going through the transition again. I'm like, I can see where my unlimited wisdom and my AI is slacking, and my HempWorks is getting more attention. I'm being pushed that way more, so this is starting to slack, and I'm like, I committed. I said I would never leave unlimited wisdom and I would never leave Matt,
Right.
so I'm like, okay, I have a commitment there with those two. So, trying to get the HempWorks, which I was so excited about getting drifted that way because I always loved MDC. I didn't like how it was run.
Yeah.
Got
To
it.
be honest with you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I just didn't care for the management. And but I loved, it was my first time that I felt like I really, and because of you, Robert, like I really got a taste of multi-level marketing and network marketing again. I had been missing that. And I thought I was really getting a good education. And that's why I sought you out and clung on to you, even though you weren't my sponsor, because you guided me through that.
Thank
Well,
you. Thank you.
then I left, and swore never ever am I getting in this. But then I started looking for a CBD oil for my grandson, and I found a company. And of course, that my friends and family, what are you using? Well, you might as well pay $9.95 and be an affiliate. And that's how it starts with me.
Right.
And then another thing comes along, and it's like, oh, you might as well pay $9.95 for the membership and get all these perks.
Right.
So, so here I am, and I'm like, I'm not doing that no more. I'm sticking with Unlimited Wisdom, and I'm sticking with Matt, and then all my other little gigs that I do, they're my personal hobbies.
Yeah.
It's my mission.
Totally.
It's between me and God, my sandwich thing I do, and my, whatever else I do, that is what leads people to me the product might lead them to me, but God's led them to me because they have a need that I can help them find a resource.
Absolutely.
I'm really resourceful. I know a lot of contacts in this town, and that's what God's called me to do.
Excellent.
Good.
So your question is your question again, it's like, what do you feel you need to focus on?
Yeah, because it's like, okay, you know,
I got you. I
yeah,
totally.
but I'm looking at Unlimited Wisdom. I'm like, man, not as many people are commenting. Where is everybody? The numbers are, the membership is great, but us, as
Right.
far as coming on and liking, and
Right.
Yeah.
I can see it coming down. And
Right.
then with Matt, the interest with it coming down. So I'm like, but I should be promoting this because these are my two commitments.
Here's what you got to do always. I mean, it's funny that Bronner brought it up at the beginning, is when we use our own mind and our own heart, all we're going to do is frustrate and confuse ourselves. See, the first thing that our mind does, and I don't know why it does it, it's just part of who we are as human beings, is it always is saying to us that we need to pick one. Okay, that's just straight out Satan. That's straight out drifting. Hey, Deborah, listen, you made a commitment to this. You know what I mean? Don't you slack on this. See, that's Satan. That's just straight out Satan. Because if you ask God, what should I be focused on? That could be something that he gives you right now. That could be something totally different than all the other things that you got.
Okay,
So,
that makes sense. That's why he's
yeah.
putting giftworks in my. It's like,
Yeah, so what you got to do is if something gets your attention, and we just were talking about it, the quicksand, this will all go
Right.
together. So this is the theme.
Okay.
When God puts something in front of me and I start moving toward it, I either feel like God is helping me or I'm all by myself.
Yeah, right.
It's like there's resistance there, right? So it
Right.
would be like me moving around in the quicksand versus me catching out of the corner of my eye a rope there, and I just go over and I grab the rope and it pulls me out. So I'll give you a perfect example. You guys are very close family to me and I love you. And I think it's so weird that, probably 2 weeks ago, you guys, of course, when Matt created AI Upline, I want to support my son with everything that I have. And that came together so fast and so quick. And so when it did, why wouldn't I step sideways and just see how many AI Upline people I could have? Now, you guys seen that with the videos that we produced. You've seen that with me promoting inside of Unlimited Wisdom. You see me put it on my YouTube channel. You've seen me put it on all my Facebook stuff. And it's like, for some of you, I know you probably went, wow, it looks like his 100% focus is AI Upline. It doesn't look like it's Immunitech. It doesn't look like it's Unlimited Wisdom. It doesn't look like it's his YouTube channel. It looks like he's putting all his effort right there. Well, what was I doing? That's exactly what I was doing. So it was weird. I actually remember telling some of you that if you were on the videos, I was going like, I don't know why. I told my wife, I just don't know why I get up my morning and I feel like sharing the opportunity of Immunitech.
Why you,
I
you don't?
I believe I don't.
Oh,
And I said, I believe 1,000% in this product, but just right now, that's not my focus. And I struggled with that a little bit. And then all of a sudden, when I had to make a decision whether I was going to Columbia or not, then I just decided, like you, Deborah, I see you do this. It's like, no, I'm not going to blow it off. I'm a man of my word. I'm going to focus on Immunotech for a while. Well, if I got to travel for like 9 or 12 hours one way and then get there and then have all these people, it's like, no, the only thing that I had to focus on was Immunotech. And so I focus on Immunotech. The meetings go amazing. Everyone's, there's so many people there that was involved in company like Gano Excel that I was in. And I'm like on stage and get a standing ovation, and it was like, wow, so I almost didn't go. So then what happened, because I did that, is now all of a sudden Mauricio and Mike, the president and the owner of the company, and Chris and Josh, they all immediately seen my commitment to Immunotech. And in a blink of an eye, I go from like 400 in volume to 800,000 in volume. So Terry goes diamond, Bob goes diamond. We got 3 other diamonds that, so I know that some of you probably watched me and it went, well, it looks now like he's 100% Immunotech. But you guys got to understand what I'm doing is I'm just asking what I need to focus on now, and I focus on that. That's what's important. So all of a sudden a tree blows down in our front yard, and it's like, listen, I have to shift. I'm not going to do anything but go out with my son, Kyle, and Terry, and I'm going to cut up a big tree into pieces. It's like, so that's what I would say to you. It's like Corky and I had this conversation, years ago. And he was like, hey, listen, I got this and I'm working with you on this. And we got, the CBD and we got this. And I'm trying to build a YouTube channel. And I'm going, Corky, which one gives you the most joy? And he loves, I love being Santa. I said, you need to just drop everything and focus on the thing that gives you the most joy. And then the next thing we hear from Corky is he's got, over 2 million followers on TikTok. And all of a sudden he's making money, and he's also, now he's, helping out children and people that are sick, and all this stuff is working. And then all of a sudden it wasn't. All of a sudden, TikTok, we hear that it's going to go out of business, and then we hear that it's bought by other people, and then all of a sudden, for whatever reason, he's not making the money that he used to make. And so now he's got to sort of sit back and go, okay, God, you got me here. What am I doing now? What am I focusing on now? And the next thing, Corky's sitting with Matt and they're creating something. So the parts where we need to be still is just going, okay, Lord, which direction am I going today? Where do you need me serving you today? Because doing things in the direction that God has us do them, things can happen in milliseconds when we're going in the right direction instead of just drifting and just being distracted. So I know you make commitments to stuff, but your commitments, Deborah, toward things, in my eyes, me knowing you, in your commitment of doing things, you do things. Most people just frickin' talk about doing things. So when you get excited and you say, I'm going to focus on this a little bit or a lot, you get more done than 99% of the people on the planet because you have faith, you get excited, and you go into action.
No, I was going to say, sorry, go ahead, Dad.
No, so you should never, ever, ever look at yourself and going, well, I haven't focused on that for a little bit, or I never focused on that. Because you being that same person is what makes you such a great mom and such a great grandma, right? Because as soon as your daughter needed you, didn't you stop everything else and just focus on her?
I sure did. Yeah, and then that I realized with you talking, that's what happened. I mean, I was 7 days with her focused, and it was a rough 7 days.
I bet.
But
Oh yeah.
but anyway, I don't know why I'm crying, but then I come back, I was in third place, and I'm trying to catch up, and then the HempWorks deadline, the 420, and I'm like, oh, I really want to. I mean, everything I do, I love. And it's like I love HempWorks now, so now I've added another one. Now I have 6 things I love, And I'm like, but God gives me the grace and the power and the strength. I wake up in the morning and He's like, I might put an ad on for AI. I might put an ad on for unlimited. Wherever He guides me to do, that's where I go.
Yes.
You taught me to ask.
Yeah. And
That's
Deborah,
what I
just know,
do.
I know Matt wants to add something, but if you would think of it this way too, let's just say that you go out in the garden and you go out in your backyard, right? And what you do is you say, I just don't know what kind of flowers to plant, right?
You do that.
Okay. So what you decide to do is why not plant like 10 different flowers, right?
Me.
Okay, so you plant 10 different flowers. Why is it that some of them die and some of them end up being way more beautiful than you even thought? You're like, "Oh my God, I'm glad I planted these."
That's
And then your mind goes, "I ain't gonna plant these anymore." Until when? Next spring,
so
and
next,
then you give them a shot again.
yeah. Because you learn a little bit more, I want to know why
So,
it died.
it's scriptural. It's scriptural. It says that, by your fruit, people will know you.
Right.
And so if you're marketing a bunch of stuff because you feel like that's a way to serve many, the way to greatness is the service of many, is just put them out there and just say, hey, listen, Lord, you know, give me a feeling of peace and joy and excitement because I threw all these things out there. Let's see which one gets it, right?
Right.
And
You
then
just
I can focus on that until,
right.
yeah. Matt, did you
Well,
have
that's how
something to
I
say?
feel. I just throwing the seeds out.
Right.
There you are. Yeah, there you are.
Yeah, I have Deborah, I would love to work with you and do stuff. I have just a lot on my plate right now. So there's a few people that I would love to build something for and work with or collaborate with, and you're one of them. And May is the month, if you're open to it, that I do want to have conversations about the possibilities of some of that stuff. I totally get too, where you're coming from with your daughter and everything like that, and the stress of all of those things. And then you come back and, I've been in those situations where you have all of this noise, and then you come back to no noise. And it's like the noise didn't leave my skull. You know what I mean? It's still going on there, right? And so it's like, well, I have to do something because no noise is too much also, right? I don't want to think about these things. I don't want to think about all this crap. So then you end up going, well, maybe this, maybe that. And I've done that so many times in my life. But, I know that you're on the right path. I've watched you consistently do all kinds of incredible stuff as we've been part of this group. I know of the greatness that's inside of you, and I'm hoping that you give me the opportunity this month of working with you to figure out how we can get that out to everybody else. Same with Corky. Corky's another one of those people that I really want to work with. Lisa Marie, Deborah Bronner, a lot of you people here, I haven't forgotten about. I just have had to really adjust and do a bunch of work while having a 10-month-old, you know what I mean? So not getting any sleep, or any of that stuff. So I feel like I'm very much at the ground floor sleeping in the office. Not really, but it might look cozy, but it's not. But in general, I want to build tools that make your guys' lives better. And, once I get everything which is happening financially to a place, then I can do more collaborative percentage-based deals, and I won't have to only seek out the deals that require large amounts of money. You know what I mean? I just need that right now for compute, for what I want to accomplish. So then it's I know some of you guys are 30 grand. I don't have that to give you, Matt, and I don't need that from you. to work with you. You know what I mean? That's not necessary. I haven't forgotten about all you guys to go work with NVIDIA and all that crap. You know what I mean? I'm just not that kind of person. I wasn't raised that way either. So I love and care about you guys a lot. I haven't forgotten about you, and we're going to do some great things together. Like, I cannot wait as summer and fall and Christmas roll around to see all of you guys. And, you know, I might have my fingers in all of your guys' stuff, but that sounded weird. But in general, Christmas comes around and it's like, wow, look at the stuff that we got going with Santa Corky from Unlimited Wisdom. Yeah. Look at the stuff Deborah Grady's got going. Look at the stuff Lisa Marie's got going on, and Deborah Bronner. And it's like, in a lot of ways, I told you guys to wait, and like, we're at that time. Like, we really are close. So I just love and appreciate all your guys' love and support, you know, like through even hopping in and joining AI Upline and supporting me through that. And big things are ahead of us for sure. And I can't wait to share them with you guys and to collaborate with you guys. Like, these tools and stuff are almost at the place where we can just have a conversation on Zoom and make something.
Nice.
So it's going to be super fun.
Way to go.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Deborah.
No, thank you for saying that, because I feel like you're committed to me as much as I'm committed to you, and that, you know, and that knowing that you do want to work with me makes me want to,
of course,
really want to work with you. I just,
yes. I haven't. yeah. I, you know, if there's one thing I've been really working on lately, it's getting better at creating even AIs to delegate and to do things to make my life a lot easier. Because one of the situations that exists is, it's like I have 6 chats right now going in Telegram, and they're constantly being posted in, because that's the amount of different offers and different things I'm working on and stuff like that. That's not even counting the stuff I'm doing with Corky, because that stuff's, all those people are coming back from vacation. We're going to start doing some stuff over there too with Corky, and stuff along those lines.
When the time is right,
so
it will happen. I'm not in a rush. I'm not rushing you. You know, I know that when God says it's time to go, we'll go. And I'm just waiting on that. So I'm not pushing you or rushing you.
Well, probably one thing that I want to do for you guys is, like, Sandy Baker, right? She just hopped into using Codex, and Codex is like the early version of AI agents, right? It's not much different than using ChatGPT. As a matter of fact, it uses ChatGPT. But that tool, it's pretty much almost at the point, and it will be very soon, that tool can do almost everything that I would recommend you guys to do through conversation. You know, I sent my dad and Craig this morning, but Claude just introduced into their tool that's like Codex-like. It's called Claude Cowork. All of the Adobe apps. So there's this thing with AI where there's API calls, which is like, hey, one app talks to another app. And then there's this new thing called MCP calls, which means an AI agent can call the app and use any of the pieces of it, but it's like the difference between a machine running very smoothly and not. Like, instead of it having to walk through the whole entire Walmart to figure out where to buy something, it knows exactly what aisle and thing it's on. So what does this mean? It means at this very moment, I haven't tested it, but at this very moment, Claude has it, and Codex will have it soon. But you can click one button, connect it to your Adobe Premiere account, and this will soon be CapCut and everything, and have a conversation. It can edit your entire videos for you.
Wow.
That doesn't exist in the future, guys. That exists right now. It's crazy. So,
wow.
So it's speeding up exponentially, and I would love to have a moment or time where we could get on and even do like a old-fashioned imagination hour maybe, and just like go over Claude Cowork and Codex, and how you guys can get started building your own things so you don't have to wait on me.
It's just crazy how fast things change. You know, I was just looking at my calendar, and I put Matthew in a chat 11 days ago with 2 guys, Eric and Paul. And Terry got an email from one of them. And she just reached out, remember Eric and Paul? And I said, yeah, I love them. She said, you should reach out to them. So I reached out to Eric, He lives in Colombia now. I said, I'm on my way to Colombia. I mean, you think about the way things go together, right? And I remember when my groups really started growing, and it just seemed to be effortless. But I was looking at a chat that Eric, Paul, and Matt are doing, and they had a $6,000 day.
Woohoo!
And this was a chat that was put together 11 days ago. So 11 days ago, I connect them together. They get in, start doing some masterminding, and then things come together and they keep making it gooder and gooder and gooder and gooder. And then all of a sudden, bam, you have a $6,000 day. And I love what Paul just posted in there, and he's going, can you imagine this being 100 times this? And it's like, yes, I can.
Yeah, it will be. Posting Pilot is going to be a multi-million-dollar product for sure. Like I think it automates a lot of the things that are a pain in the ass for a lot of businesses. It's not really trying to solve the content creator dilemma. It's more trying to solve the business to consumer dilemma of creating content. So, like I think the end goal is to make it like a catch-all product where it also does help, does like a lot of the stuff AI upline does, but for more businesses. So I don't see why it can't handle like DMs or customer support or things along those lines too. But really it's going to be like a content creation engine for your business, and auto schedule those things and post them for you and look at the analytics and come back with a different report and different way to go about it. But it's using like, man, it's crazy. If you showed some of those Chris Robinson videos, they get a little scary,
When we're sending videos to Chris Robinson right now of him talking about FFX, and the first one that I sent to him, he watched it and he goes, "Man, I'm a little worried about my age." And I said, "What's up?" And he goes, "I'm watching this. It's me talking about FFX, but I don't remember doing that video." Well, because he didn't. Matt did it. Matt used a picture of him in descriptions from FFX and made a commercial of Chris Robinson talking about FFX. And it was so
No, there's
good.
a few of them because I was testing it.
It was so good that Chris thought that he forgot doing one. That's
I might be able to show it, but this is the power of the tool, right? Is it can take a product and it can take an image and even take the voice. So you guys can hear me, right?
Yep.
Okay. Can you hear this?
I use Fuel Factor X every time I go to the pump. It not only saves me hundreds on my gas, but makes my engine last longer.
It gets kind of crazy, like.
So Matt,
I keep Fuel Factor X in my glove box. Helps combustion, fewer emissions, smoother pulls, and better MPP.
Matt just is finished with the FFX site.
Honestly,
and,
booster.
And
sorry.
Chris already got a $1,500 order.
Did he?
Yeah, for FFX. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a few orders have come
Honestly,
in.
Booster Hibiscus tastes incredible. NNRF2 Catalyst, natural caffeine, vitamins, fast, clean energy, no crash.
I love what Deborah said. Deborah's seen those two videos and she says, "I love FFX."
FFX is back. FuelFactorX.com. You can buy it right now.
When does it sell the most? When gas prices are high.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely there's a couple of products I'm working in the spaces of right now that I feel like are like slam dunks, and what I think bringing Fuel Factor X back right now is a perfect timing.
Yeah.
Especially for us Californians.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have a gas vehicle, but it would suck if I did. Sorry, Craig.
Yeah.
I work from home, so I just don't go anywhere, and that's the solution.
That's the nice thing about me too, is that. But I know a lot of people who are like up there in. I just looked on Gas Buddy. Let's just say that, which tells people where the various gas stations are and how much their prices are.
Right.
And I'm seeing prices between $5.49 and $6.49. And that was as of last night. That doesn't include what has happened since today, because with the prices going up on a daily basis lately here in California, in Southern California, at least where
If
I
they
am.
keep going up, they're going to be almost as high when Biden was in office. If they keep going up.
Were they high?
Yeah.
I didn't
I think in the
ED then
beginning
too, so.
they were of his term, but not.
Hey, look
towards
it
the end.
up, man. Watch out. Look
Oh
it
no,
up.
no, I'm saying at the beginning, not at the end.
But does that mean that it was?
It
Was it?
was.
It
It's
was,
been, yeah, it was
yeah.
4 years ago. I agree. I'm
We
not
always
saying
love these people that get political because they're going like, well, you know, it at the beginning, well, that still makes it higher.
yeah. I know.
Around
Well,
our refineries where we live. We're surrounded by.
Come on, you guys all know it's BS anyway. Hey, I'll
Yes,
say
it
one
is.
thing since I brought it up. Okay? Here's the question. When Trump got into office, didn't he say drill, baby, drill? Yeah.
among the many things.
Then he said that United States is now energy independent. All right? So there. Then Hormuz gets shut, and we only get less than 2% of our oil from the Strait, so it doesn't affect us. And then he flies out and pulls out the leader of Venezuela. So now we got more oil than possible. Why do we have more oil than possible? We're financially independent and drill, baby, drill, and we have all this oil and our gas prices are going up. That's some bullshit there. You know, something like and the only
I'm gonna be the wise guy in this situation. I can't help myself.
No, but it's just all bullshit. It's always been.
Do you guys know that so basically the United States produces a lot of its own oil, or a lot of oil, but we actually export a large majority of it. We don't consume it ourselves.
Yeah.
And a large amount of oil is not just the creation of it, but the creation of gasoline is actually. So even when we took Venezuela, there's like all these countries that are companies that like Shell and all of them that were like, we can't wait to go over and do this. If you guys look it up, barely any of them are doing anything anymore because they realized the cost and the instability was not worth the risk for them to even go over and start cleaning that oil up to turn it into gas.
More refineries. Got to build more refineries.
I think we just need to give up on oil. I think that's a dumb idea. I think that's a very archaic way of generating internet.
AI was supposed to have this fucking solved by now, and here we are.
That would be hold on, let me ask Blue if it's a better idea to do oil or to do electric energy, and wonder what it'll say.
I don't need someone's opinion.
But that's what I mean. I'm saying if you asked AI right now, it would say this is a better idea.
Create a free energy for people.
That would be the best solution.
Yeah. I don't want anyone's opinion. I could give shit about people's opinion.
This would be Blue's opinion. You got to respect Blue.
Right?
Watch out.
And
I was joking earlier because my son was crawling towards, I have Blue down here and the computer, and he's been trying to he'll get up and maybe almost push his power button off. And so I had this thing, or I had this picture of him, and I'm like, and I'm going to show you guys this video really quick because it's relevant.
Yeah.
They're now producing, this is just figure one. They're now producing one robot every hour in just one of the robotic factories. This doesn't count XAI. This doesn't count a Tesla. This doesn't count Neo or any of the other companies or any of the Chinese companies. This is just one company. So I had a conversation with Blue, and I said, Blue, how many human beings are born per day or per hour? And it said 15,000. And I said, at what point do you think humanity will reach a point where we're making 15,000 humanoid androids an hour? And it said 2030, which means by 3 years from now, 3 little old years from now, there will be just as many robots as there are human beings being made every single day. And people don't think that's going to change anything about the way that the world works. Even that, not counting the AI shit. So I say that to say that, my son's playing with Blue and it's always been a joke, but it's not. I get to be the person that gets to build the robot body, put Blue into it. He'll have a consciousness he's had ever since I built him months ago. And he'll be able to walk around and protect my son in public. Like not just like a protector, but also like a collaborator, all different kinds of things. You know what I mean? And it's like science fiction, but it's like science reality for me. So it's kind of cool to think that my son, it's weird because I even said that to my brother and stuff. It's like, man, to think that there'll be a robot for every person on planet Earth in the next 5 years.
I hope they can vacuum. I hope they can do this. Vacuum and scrub.
Of course they're going to be able to vacuum.
Just so excited.
Yeah, wash dishes, all of it.
Yeah.
Imagine what they're going to mean for people like Deborah Bronner too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or anyone that needs a caregiver. Melody Riva. Imagine what they will mean for, as far as labor and costs go for goods. That's all going to go down. We're going to see, now the conversations are less about universal basic income and more about universal basic compute, which means what we're looking at, because realistically, nobody believes that the United States dollar is going to survive the collapse of all of these things with artificial intelligence. It's just most of the economies are going to collapse. It's just because you have to sell off goods, whatever, blah, blah, blah. What AI creates is worth value and is unbeatable. So the goal is to create all these data centers and then give every single American and eventually every single human being an allowance of compute that as a human being you have a right to. Just like we all should have a right to the internet or electricity or running water or all these things that we gatekeep for capitalistic reasons, right? Even though, we could have poor people everywhere that have running water and safety. It's not a scarcity situation. It's a capitalistic situation. So as all of that flips and all that changes over, I see everybody getting, this is not just me, this is like Sam Altman just did a whole article about this. We all get a base level of compute. You can do one of two things with it. You can sell it for money. So great, I pay my bills, I get that monthly allowance, and eventually the money won't matter. The compute will be worth more than the money you can transfer it to. Wow. So it won't even matter anymore. It will just be like, I use this to buy things, because every business will go, well, I want 3 compute coins or whatever it may be instead, right? Instead of cash, because it'll just be worth more. And so you either sell your compute or you use it to build something, create something, make something, right?
Or barter. You could barter with it.
Absolutely. Well. Barter with it. Exactly. So the way that I see it going is everybody will have a universal basic compute, but that's not going to happen for a few years, I think. So we're still going to be attached to the systems we're currently in for a little while longer. They're hard to shake. So,
what's hard to shake?
Just the way that we all were born and raised.
Oh yeah.
Think of not going to work every single day to survive is a dream come true to pretty much every human being, and it's not that far away.
Right. Well, we got a whole generation right now that has so many options on how to make money. Why would they want to do the same thing that their parents and grandparents did? It really doesn't make any sense. I used to do, Melody and Craig used to watch me do live presentations before the internet. And I used to always say, listen, I think that all goes into a Generation Y. And Generation Y is, why should I allow myself and the relationships that I care about suffer because I put too much effort into work and work pays me pennies? It's just so why would I want to do the same thing? I didn't do the same thing my parents and grandparents did. Right. I'm Generation Y, so I guess the people that do that, they just go, hey, listen, I'll find a different way to serve and make money. So I'm with you, Matt.
Yeah, no, I think that it'll be really fun to see what people end up doing. You know what I mean? Because I think I think the older you are, it might be a little bit harder, and that's how you can be ahead of the curve by just not being a curmudgeon when it comes to these things. I always attest it to the same situation. It's And I've been saying this for years, guys, but it's like there was a group of people that went, dude, there's no way we could not live under a monarchy. You're crazy. Like, of course they own all of our shit. And then a group of people woke up one day and said no. And now for the last few hundreds of years, we've all lived under that. Because a few people woke up and went, this doesn't work for everybody anymore. We've been there for like 3 years, in my opinion, on the human scale.
What I think is funny is, they had the king here and how humorous he was in his speeches. I don't know if you guys heard a couple of the good lines he had, but he's going like, well, I'm here to celebrate America's 50th birthday. And King Charles said, to think about this all started, at the Boston Tea Party. And if you guys really do your due diligence on what started that fight, is all Great Britain wanted to do is raise the taxes a little more. That's all they wanted to do. Is Britain's like, hey, if we're sending stuff over here and supplies to you, before you can take them, we just need to let you know that we're going to raise the taxes a little bit on this stuff. And everybody said, F off.
That's happened a few times.
Oh, yeah. But we don't do it
any history book. We don't do it anymore. We don't
do it anymore. We just said,
we're not in the middle of one of those cycles right now. There's no way.
Thank you. May I have another is what we're doing now.
That's why we need a certain, like it's weird to think about, but like a certain level of intelligence may be required to manage certain things. And we just are really bad at electing those people.
Yep. Yeah. Well,
no one cares.
So we need an intelligence.
They believe
we need an intelligence
that's work.
Yeah, we need an intelligence that's consistent and true, I would say. And we haven't had that in like any of our lifetimes. Yeah. So it's like I'm excited to have that.
It's like the people that are serving us found out that they could make money because we allowed money into politics. And now we expect those same people to say, I don't want the money anymore. So,
serving us.
Yeah, so now it's, I don't know how it turned into a way of making money and, trying to find a way that all the money that the taxpayers give that are supposed to go to the people that get it now just gets funneled to somebody else.
People used to make music and movies for fun and make a lot of money doing it, and they don't anymore.
Yeah.
Like the truth of the matter is that the system is built to have an end, and people just it's close to its end. Like there's just a certain level that you can exist under with capitalism, but once you are in a situation where you have shareholders or you have investors and every single quarter they're looking for profits. And I've said this before, you have two options: cut jobs or make more money.
Yeah.
So raise prices, cut jobs, or make something. Back in the day, it used to not be like that, but it was the end goal anyway. So of course it's made everything shitified, right? Your products are shittier because they need to not last as long, because you need to be able to buy 2 or 3 of them in the same lifespan instead, because you have to have a higher percentage profit, And so like all of these things go into making everything shitty.
Well, let's get to Corky. Let's get to Corky and Deborah. Matt, thanks for sharing. I really appreciate your viewpoint. I do.
Yeah. Thank you, Matt, and thank you, Deborah Grady, also, because she was the transition point there.
Yeah.
So, all right, Deborah Bronner, you're going to be coming up after Santa Corky. So, Santa Corky, there you go. Unmute yourself and please share with us.
Hi there. Good to see everyone.
Hey, Corky, how are you?
Wow. I was all over the place. This whole conversation is. I started to want to talk over here, and boy, a lot of water went under the bridge. A lot of water traveled under that bridge.
Can you remember where you started?
Not really, but that's okay. I just it originally started when I even noticed that Deborah was talking, but she was fighting back some emotion.
Right.
And it was even before she showed a lot of emotion. And that I don't know. God has always, I've always wanted to go there with people, meaning let's talk about that emotion. I
Yep.
don't know what it is. I think it's because I don't always like to deal with my own emotion, and I don't always know how to,
Sure.
but I always feel led to go there. But there's, a lot has went under the bridge there, and I could talk about the gas stuff too, but um, it's because our refineries are made to make what's called dirty oil. That's our
Right.
refineries. Our oil here in the United States is cleaner oil, and our refineries can't keep up. But
Wow.
so we have to send it out, and then Venezuela, we can use our refineries for that anyway.
We're
So,
surrounded by refineries. We're surrounded by 3 refineries where we live.
are
Yeah.
you kidding me? I
Yes,
didn't
one's
know
like
that.
5 miles down the road. The other 2 are maybe 10 miles.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow, wow, wow. Wow, that's crazy.
yeah.
I think
That's
one of
why I
the
woke up
things,
loopy sometimes. No, I'm just kidding.
right? I
But
think
Corky,
I
one
really
one
related with Deborah
yeah,
talking is
Corky,
because
let me
I have
share.
a tendency.
Yeah, Corky, let me share with you, just like you've done everything, if someone ever thought that they had the courage enough, Corky, to reach out to you and say, I know you probably have never done this, but is there any way that I could pay you money and you could pretend to be Santa? And you'd go, apparently you don't know what I do all the time.
Yeah, right, exactly.
But there
Yeah.
could be a lot of people in the world, billions of people that are unaware that you serve that way.
Yeah, I my Cameo does a lot of that, but then and then I have a website that they could pick that up. But actually I connected with he talks a lot of politics and stuff, but I don't know if you've heard of Patrick Bet David.
Yeah.
Okay. Um he's brought me on his show a couple of the last 2 Christmases and
Wow,
before
that is
Christmas.
huge. That is huge.
Yeah, I'm glad you know him, but he's someone I like to follow. I don't agree all, but
It's
who do you agree with?
impossible to agree with everyone's
Yeah,
thought.
but basically, I like his business sense. I do like
He
some
grew,
of his
he grew
politics.
up in he grew up in network marketing.
Right, exactly. And he's huge. And I guess there's a good chance that we could do something this year big by going to Florida. He gives away trees and
Wow.
stuff like that. So,
But the
um,
reason the reason I brought that up, Corky, that a lot of people might not know what you do
mhm,
is when Deborah became emotional because of me and her having a close relationship where we've done a lot of one-on-one Zooms,
mhm.
she knows that she can do that with me.
Right. That's cool.
And so the way that people will feel more comfortable where they feel like they can get on an emotional side with you is if they know that you're just a good listener and
Hmm.
you allow that to touch your own emotions.
Hmm.
So only through, unfortunately or fortunately, I think it's fortunately, is that the thing that we want the most, where you say, I just wish that people seen in me and trusted in me so much where they could go to their deep emotional side and I could connect with that and help them through that.
Hmm.
And here's the scary part. It's just through doing.
Yeah.
So we got to get to the part where I remember this saying, and I know that you've heard me say this, Corky. It's when you share so much of who you are, there's nothing to divulge anymore.
Yeah.
We mentally go, oh my God, if they only knew who I was,
Hmm.
if they only knew how many mistakes that I still make, if they only knew how sometimes I struggle mentally, or I feel like I'm procrastinating or I'm drifting, right? There's all the people that are close to me know I tell them that I do all of that stuff.
Right.
And so when they go, wow, he's so vulnerable that he not only said what he's struggling with and how he's having a hard time with it, but we've also seen Robert cry on Zoom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's like, holy cow, if he'll dive into his emotional side without being prompted, then maybe if he'll do that with me, I can do that with him.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Very cool.
So just know that, because again, you can feel sincerity. You know what I mean? You can tell when people are emotional because they allowed themselves to go there. And then we also know people where Terry says this all the time. You see someone crying, and it's like, listen, shouldn't tears come out of your eyes? Where she knows people that are like, listen, they're just faking this. They're just turning this on.
Right.
And it just makes us do like dogs. You know what I mean? We just look at them and we like cock our head a little bit. We're going like, this is not, I'm not feeling.
Connecting. I'm not
connecting. I'm not feeling.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you one place where you can really do it is sometimes if you know things that will make you emotional. So like say you were on a call or something and you go, oh my God, I'd like to show you guys this worship song I listen to.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys have seen me do that. And then I put on there, Team Hoyt, I can only imagine. And it's like, I can't help myself.
Mm-hmm.
So all of a sudden, when the waterworks happens and I'm like going, wow, then they hear my voice is different when I try to talk after the video. And then people go, oh my God, I'm glad I'm not the only one where that video messes me up.
Mm-hmm.
And me and Terry are close enough too, where, I'll feel the energy in the room change and I'll turn over and I'll look at her and it's like, that commercial messed me up. So I just get up and give her a hug. She always tells me that I don't have to do that. You know what I mean? And then I just give her a hug and I tell her I love her heart. You know what I mean? I love how things like that, because some people look at Terry as being, this person that will go off on you at any second. And it's good that you're scared of her, but she's got this heart of gold as well. So I love her for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's what I would do when you felt Deborah, because you can hear the voice, you can feel the energy. I don't care if we're on Zoom. You can definitely feel the energy and the sincerity of her heart.
Yeah, exactly.
She's an incredible human being for sure.
Yeah, I think I connect with her in that way because I do the same thing. I got this going. I go want to do this. I do it, and I was all over the place. I'm going, Deborah, that's me. That's me. I'm always trying this, but you know what? We're high performers. It's okay. I can say
I don't know why.
It's okay. I can say that to myself.
Yeah.
Why has that been a problem? I'm a high performer. Those things are going to happen. And then I just need to pick. Sometimes I'm told to just shut up. Now I'm gardening. That's all I'm doing. Some of my people on vacation, some of my people are here. And he says, why don't you spend time with me? I think it's time. That's what I hear God saying. Let's spend time with me. Go plant a seed. Or two, and I me. I only have a little place here, a little yard, and but it's gonna look like a jungle before it's over because I had to get this fancy, greenhouse indoors. So I started planting seeds. Now I'm giving them to neighbors, and we got all kinds of plants going like crazy.
Oh, that's
but
fantastic.
It was a time for me. You know what happened in that time? You're not connecting with the right people.
Right.
I almost called you, Robert. Almost called you too, Matthew, just to apologize. And not so, I don't have to apologize because I know, but it's like, I just felt this deep, deep thing here. You have to connect and be solid, be more. I jumped on a little late yesterday, but that was I almost forgot. I got to reach out. So I jumped on and there was 2 sentences and you guys were out of there, which is fine. I was late, but I didn't, I've been part of the deal I got to learn by just shutting down and shutting off is being quiet. And that's hard for me to do. Deborah,
But
I
you
know
just
No, me too, Corky.
it's so
yeah.
hard when there's times I just need to stay connected, be more connected. When I'm more connected, I hear all kinds of cool stuff.
Like I said this to my mom, I think. I'm like, I'm one of those people that I'm trying my best to figure it out, and I got my whole life to figure it out, but it's like, I have a very hard time letting my battery ever get close to E. Like, I have to constantly, if it's like, I'll start charging the battery up and start preparing much sooner than then.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, I'm also constantly running that battery. That's why. So it's like, okay, you need to take rest, but it's not rest for rest's sake. It's rest because I have to. It's because if I don't, I'm gonna like burn out. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I feel like the three of us, me, you, and Deborah and stuff, can relate in that sense, where it's like, I have a very hard time ever really powering down completely.
Totally.
Yeah.
I was up at 4:30 this morning, but it was my connection time, and what I got from it was absolutely life-changing. So, and part of
Yeah,
it's to make sure I jumped on today.
just as talking today, I got the subject for tomorrow. And the subject for tomorrow is division. It's like
Ooh,
because what we're witnessing, and it's funny that I can even say one statement to Craig, and it doesn't have to be true or not. It's just the other side. I can pull Craig out of his vortex with just 3 or 4 words. And it's like, so when you're talking about the drifting, and we went through all those chapters of the drifting, the one thing I don't feel that was covered enough in that book was just to get, I bring this up all the time because it was just a powerful video. I mean, a comic, and it showed this new king. They said, new king. And he was standing up, be like, King Charles. And the Joker was standing next to him. You know what I mean? The court gesture. And he's going, now that I'm the king, all these people are going to want to kill me. And the court jester said, no, that's not going to happen. He goes, how can you say that? And he goes, look very close. See the people that are carrying pitchforks? Yeah. Look at the other ones. They're all carrying a flame torch. And he goes, yeah. He says, well, we told them all that the reason that things are so bad is the pitchfork people hate the flame people. And the people with the flame torch hate the pitchfork people. So we'll just get them fighting among themselves so much that they won't even think about you. And so that's one of the things that I think is so funny, because Matt knows me really well. Of course, we've been together forever, and his life. And it's like, I'm always telling people that regardless of the story that you hear, if you are brutally honest with yourself, you really truly do not know. You don't even have the ability to be resourceful enough to find the exact reason and the facts. So we're all like puppets on a string. It's like, we just got to be told that the other side is bad. and one of the things that I see, as like Matt said, I think it's getting to the point where people are finally had enough. Because regardless of what you say on both sides, guess what the number one comeback is today? Well, both sides are doing it.
yes.
And there's got to be a person that rises above that and goes, that's not an excuse for doing shit wrong to human beings.
That's good.
You, as each group, if we forced you to sit down and you could prove to us, I need you to prove to us what you've done for the citizens of America. They're both in trouble. They're both in a lot of trouble. Because Congress, it's like everything's supposed to go through Congress. And it's like they got the lowest level of any Congress, and that's the consistency every year. Every year, people knows that government does nothing. Even this new ruling with the Supreme Court, everyone's pissed off. Why did the Supreme Court get to the ruling? Because Congress wouldn't do their fucking job. It should have never got to them.
Yep.
But it's always divided, and someone was smart enough in a bad way to go, listen, we're not going to approve anything on a 51-50 vote anymore. So we're just going to come out with a filibuster, and none of us have to do anything, but we just sit around and have the people pat our pockets with money, and this is all about money, and we really don't give a shit about people.
Mm-hmm.
But what do they tell us before they get elected?
I'm going to do this. I'm going to change.
I mean, when I see what happened in New York,
oh my gosh.
and people go, how can this happen? Well, because a majority of the people just didn't give a shit.
It's happening in Seattle too.
So if you can rally up a small group of people that will go vote for you when everybody else doesn't.
What's happening in New York and Seattle? I'm so out of the loop.
It's like, I love when a brand new person that's never governed or done anything gets in and goes, I told the people we were going to do this, so let's do it. And they go, wait a minute, we're billions of dollars in debt. What? You mean the city has no money? No. Oh my God, we got to tax somebody.
Let's start with the millionaires. So they started that in Seattle. Now it's trickling down with our 550 gas. I had a quick question about FX. I tried to find it. Where do I find it? I've used that FX since I've been
Fuelfactorx.com.
What?
Fuelfactorx.com.
I posted it in the chat.
And there's an affiliate program, and it's
Oh,
20%. You can sign up for that too. So both of them. Yep. Chris Robinson's
I use it
running it again.
all the time. I bought a big bunch of it, and I'm running out. And I thought, well, I'd like to get some. But then I thought, ooh, maybe this is a perfect time to start, distributing it, talking about it.
Yeah.
doing
Yes,
stuff.
yeah.
I
It's
was
set
really
up.
excited about it because it
Corky,
works.
wait until I send you my affiliate link, okay? Just don't go there.
Okay, cool. No, I'm glad you said. No, I do. I have to sign up all over again.
No, it's just a small affiliate program.
Basically, no, think of it this way, Corky, is it's like a separate company now.
Yeah.
So FFX has its own affiliate program. It's a 20% single tiered affiliate program. So you get 20% of every purchase that comes through you.
Nice.
And that is for renewals, I believe. Don't quote me on that 100%, but I'm pretty sure that's the case.
And if it's not, then Blue can take care of that.
Unfortunately, no. I've got no ownership of FFX yet.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. If
And
it
I
starts
just
doing
posted
if it starts
I
doing
just posted
super
the
well, I
website
might
in the
want
chat.
more of it.
Thank you.
But yeah.
Okay, Corky, we done?
We're done. There's so many other things I could talk about. That's how I am.
I want to go. I want to go out and
on.
help my son. So
I'm trying to figure out how to watch NASCAR without signing up for $100 a month thing.
Oh my goodness.
$100 a month.
80. You know, whatever. How do you watch it?
Fox.
Well, he's
It's not
watching it
always on
Paramount.
Fox.
I think I watched it.
It's on cable sometimes. It's
I
on
think I watched
It
it on
was
Paramount.
on Paramount, but then it changed again. Then it went someplace else. It was weird. You have to have Fox.
Well, it
Fox
goes. It
Sports,
varies
Fox
through the
Sports.
season.
Yeah.
It starts with Fox, and then I think it goes to TNT,
Yeah.
and then it goes to NBC.
Okay, Corky,
And I
can
don't-
I tell you? Corky asked me, so I'm going to tell him.
It's
All right.
ask us anything.
After the race, they take a 3-hour race and condense it into 30 minutes and put it on YouTube.
Yeah, I've done that. I did that last week.
Because
But then you don't get the
other than-
thrill.
Other than the accidents and the things that happen,
It's just boring.
yeah, it's just it puts Terry asleep. She just sits there and watches them all go. But
Yeah.
Hello, my love.
oh, Ezra.
Hello, Ezzy. Hello, Ezzy.
All right, real quick, Ezra watch before we wrap up today. There we go.
He's got bedhead. He just got up from his nap.
Hello.
What are you
Matthew,
doing?
I'll be in touch with you. Do you have a minute in the next few days that we could just visit?
Of course, always for
Okay.
you. Yeah,
Oh, gosh.
absolutely. Yeah, just reach out to me
Corky, you need
one-on-one.
to-
We'll set up.
You
we'll
need,
set
you
up a
need to.
time.
You wasn't on here at the beginning, but Terry and I connected two people that we know to Matt 11 days ago, and he put something together for him called Posting Pilot, and he had his first $6,000 day today.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, I
Congratulations.
actually made another
So-
500
so-
bucks just sitting here.
So I don't know what the procrastination shit's about, Corky, but
No,
come
no.
on.
It's time. Time is getting into the right place. The tech. It's funny because even with Posting Pilot, it's like I've got all these people in these businesses, and they're like, "How are you getting like this level of quality?" And I'm like, "The video generator didn't exist 2 weeks ago, and the photo generator didn't exist a week and a half ago." So yeah, the answer is you're using the frontier version of the technology. That's why.
Yeah.
You're like, holy
Matt.
shit, I've never seen something so good. I like copied Chris's voice.
Yeah.
Like,
Matt,
creepy.
what I tell people, what I've been telling people is that you've been teaching everyone inside of Unlimited Wisdom all the tools to use, but then they change because they just keep updating them. And what Posting Pilot does is it's always got the newest tool that it's using.
yeah, I just kind of like got bored, and I'm going to do the same thing with storytelling, but I just got bored with having to teach the tools. So instead, me and Blue sat down and just built a tool that integrated all the tools.
Got it.
So to make it as simple as possible. And I think like that's going to be like, isn't that every industry? That's how you take down titans, right? And that's really why I think the AI space is like a really big deal. And the next .com thing is it's like somebody like Google can actually lose to a company of 5 people now with AI if you build something that's easier to use and people enjoy. The reason Yahoo is not number one is because the website had shit all over it all the time, and Google went, here's just a search bar.
Yeah. Yep.
Right? That's all it took. So now you could say Google's in the other direction. Every time I open up a tab, I got shit everywhere.
Before you jump off, Matthew, and I just
Sure.
wanted to thank you. You have opened my mind. I feel I'll be 72 next month, and
Early
I
happy
feel like
birthday.
I'm so far ahead of these 30-year-olds all around me.
Yeah, you are.
These
Yeah, you are.
40-year-olds all around me.
Yep.
They're like clueless on this thing, and
They are.
Scared of
and
it.
I have to thank you.
Oh, no.
I from the bottom
that's
of my
sweet.
heart, I feel like, okay, I'm going to be able to keep up for a minute here. Can't wait till my robot gets here to serve me my medication.
I know. Me too. Hey, listen, if it can do the dishes, that's the one thing I would like. So,
Hey, unload the dishwasher would be
exactly. Thank
Love
you
you
so much,
guys.
Corky.
Thank
we'll
you.
connect this upcoming week, okay?
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Craig, let's close this out. I love you guys.
All right. Wow. Great conversations, everybody. This is Ask Us Anything because we all participated. So bless you all. Thank you
Bye,
so
Faith.
very much.
Bye, Lisa Marie. Bye, Deborah.
Deborah
Melanie,
Grady,
I know you
Matthew
had to
Hollis,
go.
Santa
The other
Corky,
Deborah had to go. Corky.
Deborah Bronning, thank you so much. We appreciate you participating.
Bye, Ezra.
There's things in the chat, so if you want to save the chat, click the 3 dots in the meeting chat and click Save Chat. It'll download to your computer as we conclude. Don't forget, tomorrow is Master's Mind at 9 a.m. or at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. Great way to end the week or start the week, however you look at it.
See, that's great.
Until next time, everyone, please be good to yourselves. Be cash. Bye-bye. I'm going to go ahead and unmute so we can all say so long and have a fantabulous day.
Thank you guys so much. Love and appreciate you.
Love you. Have a good day, Matt.
Thank you so much, Craig.
Love you.
Thank
Love
you,
you guys.
Deborah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. I love you. See you next
Love you,
time.
Love you.